Hello everybody, it's everyone's favourite feisty feline, Zephas Gracepaws here, and welcome to a new series on my channel. In this series I'm going to be giving advice and tips on the furry fandom that should help new furs. A lot of the things I'll talk about in this series are things that I think are super important and should hopefully help your experience being a member of the furry community. In this episode I'm going to talk about something that is super common in the furry fandom, and that is a fursona. The word fursona is a blend between the words furry and persona, and is essentially an original anthropomorphic character. A lot of people use their fursonas for artwork and roleplay, and I'm going to talk about the ways in which you can get a fursona and a few tips and tricks. The first way of getting yourself a fursona is to create one. This is the most common way, and the way that I got my fursona, Zephas. I'm a fan of creating fursonas because in the end you get a more personalised original character that's unique and relevant to you and your interests. The first thing you'll need to consider is the character's species. For example, Zephas is a Persian cat, a darn adorable Persian cat, and I chose that as I've always loved cats and Persians are my favourite breed. Plus, Persians are quite noble and elegant, which goes well with Zephas's personality. Which brings me on to the second thing you should consider, and possibly the most important thing, is your character's personality. I find it useful to pick 2 or 3 personality traits that you'd like your character to have, and see how they work for you. Now, they don't have to be the same as your real life personality traits at all, they can be completely different if that's something that you'd like. After species and personality, you'll have to think up physical appearance. When creating Zephas, I wasn't too original since she basically has the same hairstyle and colour as I have in real life, but her sense of style and fashion's quite different. In real life I wear comfy clothes for the most part, but I decided that Zephas would prefer long, flowing dresses and flashy, elegant jewellery that match her personality. So take the personality in consideration when creating the look of your fursona. The final steps are the height, weight and name of your character. Once you've got all these ideas written down, it's recommended to draw, or commission an artist to draw, a clear reference sheet. Reference sheets are really useful when it comes to commissioning artwork. You can get a decent reference sheet for anywhere in the range of $30 to $40. The second way of getting yourself a fursona is to buy one from someone else. A lot of people sell their old fursonas if they no longer want them. When buying a fursona, you should check on what you're actually getting, because some people will just send a reference sheet and sometimes they'll send a reference sheet and a load of artwork to go with it. Now, there's no real going rate for a fursona, as the prices vary on how many pieces of art are included, as well as other factors such as complexity and personal attachment. Now, I'm not a big fan of this method personally, since there's no real customization, you can't make it yourself, so there's no personality put in there, but it works for some people, so if that's for you, you can go on websites such as DeviantArt or Fur Affinity, and there'll be people on there who are looking to sell their fursonas. The final way of getting a fursona is to adopt. Websites such as Fur Affinity and DeviantArt are great places to buy adopts from other people. Now, an adopt is essentially an image of a character that, once bought, can be used as a template for a fursona. You can take the adopt and create a character around it based on the looks and name, if the seller specified a name, and you can find it easier to create a character based on looks rather than starting from scratch. Now, once again, I'm not a fan of this method because it takes a lot of the personalisation out, since much of the character's personality and style comes from the way it looks. But, once again, it works for some people, so if it's for you, check that out. Now that I've outlined the different ways in which you can get yourself a fursona, I have to outline a very important rule when it comes to the furry fandom. Never ever use another person's fursona without their permission. Like, for example, if I found that somebody was using Zephas as their own fursona without my permission, I'd be really annoyed and upset because she's my character. I've put time, effort and money into making her unique and personal and mine. Fursonas are very personal to their owners. Please respect that. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe and leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one.